Are you sick of hearing financial advice that was clearly meant for someone with a seven-figure bank account? The classic just save more or buy a few rental properties feels like a slap in the face when you're making $30,000 a year and just trying to keep the lights on. Here's the truth. The financial game plan for someone earning $30K is, and be, wildly different from someone earning $80K. Generic advice is lazy advice. It doesn't get you, your struggles, or your unique opportunities. So today, we're tossing that one-size-fits-all nonsense out the window. I'm going to give you a specific, actionable playbook that's actually tailored to income. We'll break down the strategy for those earning around $30,000, level up to the $50,000 playbook, and then tackle the plan for those at $80,000 and beyond. Find your chapter, and let's start building your future. Best financial strategies for your income dollar: $30K, $50K, $80K plus. Let's start at the $30,000 income level. If this is you, you know life can feel like it's set to hard mode. It's a constant battle, with pressure coming from every direction. Rent is always due, the car is always thirsty for gas, and groceries cost more every single week. There's just not much left over. At this level, forget about getting rich overnight. Your one and only goal is to create. It's about building a foundation so solid that one surprise expense doesn't torpedo your entire life. This phase is about survival and stability. Here are the three things you need to lock in. First, you need a budget that's dead simple and reflects your reality. Forget the fancy apps for a minute. We need to track every dollar. For many of this income, essentials like housing and food can eat up 70% of your take-home pay. So let's work with that. A good starting point is the 70-20-10 rule. 70% for all your essential needs, 20% for your financial goals, like saving and crushing debt, and the last 10% is for. That 10% for wants isn't much, but it's your secret weapon against burnout. Track your spending for 1 month. I promise you'll find cash you didn't know you had. Second, your top priority is building a small emergency fund. This is non-negotiable. Without it, you're one flat tire away from a high-interest credit card nightmare. That's a debt cycle that is incredibly hard to escape. And look, we're not talking 3 to 6 months of expenses right now. That's overwhelming. Your first mission is to save just $500 to $1,000. Stash away $50 a month, and you'll have $600 in a year. All right, let's level up to the $50,000 playbook. If you're here, you've probably got a little more breathing room. Life feels less like a 5-alarm fire. You can cover your bills, maybe even go out to dinner without having a small panic attack. But a new danger shows up at this level: lifestyle creep. This is that sneaky thing where your spending just happens to rise to meet your bigger paycheck. You get a raise, and suddenly a new car, a fancier vacation, and more takeout just makes sense. Before you know it, you're just as broke as you were at $30K, but with more stuff. The biggest mistake you can make here is upgrading your lifestyle before you upgrade your financial system. Your mission is to beat lifestyle creep by putting your financial growth on autopilot. First, adopt the 50-30-20 budget rule. It's a game changer. 50% of your after-tax income goes to needs: housing, utilities, transport. 30% to wants: hobbies, travel, fun. And a full 20% goes straight to savings and investments. And here's the key: that 20% isn't what's left over. It's the very first bill you pay. And that brings us to the most critical piece of this puzzle: automate everything. The easiest way to save is to never even see the money. Set up automatic transfers for the day you get paid. This is paying yourself first, and it's how you win. Before you can spend a single dime, your money should be moving from your checking account to 3 key places. First, your emergency fund. At the $50K level, your goal is to fatten up that starter fund to a full 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Park this money in a high-yield savings account where it can earn some interest while still being ready for action. Second, your retirement accounts. If your job offers a 401k with a company match, you must contribute enough to get the full match. It's free money. Not taking it is like refusing a 100% return on your investment instantly. After securing the match, your next move is to open and fund a Roth IRA. With a Roth IRA, you invest with after-tax money, which means it grows completely tax-free, and you won't pay a dime in taxes on it in retirement. Finally, let's talk about the playbook for $80,000 and beyond. If you're in this bracket, congratulations. You're doing well. You've probably got your saving and budgeting habits down. The main challenge here isn't survival or automation anymore. It's optimization. You're making good money, but you've got that nagging feeling you could be doing more with it. You're leaving money on the table, probably paying too much in taxes, and you haven't really defined what you want all this money to do for you. It's time to stop asking $3 questions like, can I afford this latte? And start asking $30,000 questions like, am I taking full advantage of every tax-advantaged account available to me? Your first power move is to max out your tax-advantaged retirement accounts. This is the biggest lever you can pull. For 2025, that means working to contribute the full $23,500 to your 401k. It means fully funding your Roth IRA. And if you have a high deductible health plan, it means maxing out your health savings account, HSA. And HSA is a financial unicorn. It's triple tax advantaged. Your contributions are tax deductible, the money grows tax-free, and withdrawals for medical expenses are tax-free. Your second focus is tax efficiency. After you max out your retirement accounts, you'll invest in a regular taxable brokerage account. Here, how you invest matters. You want to be smart about which assets go in which accounts to keep your tax bill low. At this income, talking to a fee-only financial advisor about a tax-efficient strategy can pay for itself many times over. Your third and final step is the most personal. Define your rich life. For years, you've been focused on accumulation, making the number in your bank account go up. Now you need to shift your mindset. What's the point of all this money? What kind of life do you actually want to live? Does it mean traveling the world, retiring in your 40s, starting your own business, giving generously to causes you believe in? No matter which playbook you're using right now, the most important thing is to have a plan that fits life today. For the $30K earner, the keyword is. For the $50K earner, it's. And for the $80K plus earner, it's. Each stage builds on the last. The habits you forge at the $30K level are what make you successful at the $50K level and beyond. Financial progress isn't about one giant leap. It's about taking the right next step over and over again. You've got this. If you want to go deeper on the single most important step for any income level, check out my video on how to build your first emergency fund fast. It's the shield that protects everything else.